Up here, we're free, bound only by frozen memories.
Right, so welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to another podcast with your host, Demi25. That's me, guys. That's me. I'm Demi25, and welcome to this week's podcast. Yes, today is super duper Friday. That's right. We're back on Friday with another podcast for you guys. Unfortunately, though, it looks like we don't have any guests on today's show. Hopefully, you guys will stay tuned throughout today's little podcast, and maybe you'll help me out with some replies to some of the topics that we're going to be talking about today. So we've got some hot topics to talk about. Before I jump into that, I've got to obviously do a shout out to the sponsors of the channel. Those are the ones who are keeping us going, and that goes without saying. They're the ones that keep everything above board. Big shout out to Since Gaming, CD Keys, and the infamous people over at Razor.com. And not forgetting the T4 Army merch, peeps. On August the 2nd, we'll be running 15% off everything in the store, so be sure to grab yourself something awesome from the T4 Army store before it runs out. Also, not forgetting, we've got G2A.com over at twitch.tv giving us supporting us over there, and not forgetting the G4G and Streamlabs keeping it live with those epic donations that you guys keep dropping on the channel, which keep us afloat as well. So thank you very much for all of those sponsored donations as well. Without further ado, obviously, let's jump into the topics for today's live stream. For today's podcast, sorry, should I say? We've got Dillion Burch, terrorist scare. We've also got Arab Andy, the fake bomber threat. Also, we've got Demi Lavato, a sexual prank. FBI agent shoots crowd dancing. And not forgetting, last but not least, we're going to talk about Guatemala and their volcano erupting. Absolute mass issues happening over there. So stay tuned for the next 45 minutes, because we're going to try and bomb dive our way through today's podcast, because I'm on a tight schedule and I have no place to put this fucking book. I'll put it here. Hopefully nothing will happen. So yeah, we've got those topics to go through today. I've got some videos to play for you, and I have got the audio fixed, so you will be able to hear the audio from the videos of today. Big shout out goes out to Denny Jacizi for joining us over at youtube.com. He is the only one who has commented, left a like, and commented on the video. So congratulations, Denny's. It was an easy steal for you, dude. You've taken that win without any competition. So Denny's takes the crown over at youtube.com from whoever the hell it was the other day. I can't remember now. Anyhow, let's continue. So first story of the day comes from the Metro. And basically, YouTube idiots sparked panic at Disney World by telling people gunman was on the loose. So literally, this was reported by Jimmy McCloskey on Wednesday, the 30th of May, 2018. This is the perpetrator. This is the guy who made a fake bomb scare at Disney World, resort in Orlando. And basically, this is obviously him in Orange County Jail. A YouTube star was jailed for lying to Disney World guests that an active shooter was on the loose so he could film their reactions. Dillion Burch, 22, was highly intoxicated during the incident on Monday and is said to have run up the guests at Disney's contemporary resort with the terrifying news before warning them that they had to evacuate. Shortly afterwards, he told people that he had only been joking and was filming them for a school project, but then before causing a significant disturbance and forcing the resort to go into lockdown, reports when a manager approached Burch of Glendale, Arizona, to ask him why he was spreading the false rumor. He he repeated his excuse and said he was keen to film how people reacted to believing that they were in the middle of an unfolding emergency. I know, it gets worse. Anyway, so this was he targeted guests at Disney's Contemporary Resort, forcing the hotel complex to go into lockdown. This was the resort that this looks like, it's quite funny. This resort looks a little bit like the model out of Thunderbirds. I don't know if you guys remember a program called Thunderbirds. If you don't, go check it out. But basically, Dixie Island looks a little bit like this. After playing the twisted prank, Burch said he would leave voluntarily and asked staff not to follow him, but he began running on seeing a sheriff's deputy outside and was later arrested hiding in a bush. He was taken to Orange County Jail on disturbing the peace as well as disorderly intoxication charges and sentenced to 3 days jail after pleading no contest. Burch has been banned from Walt Disney World Resort. He pulled the stunt just 3.5 months after Florida witnessed the worst mass shooting of 2018, when Nicholas Cruz killed 14 students and threatened 3 adults at Major Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida. So that's the story. That is the story of this upcoming superstar on YouTube. And basically, I mean, the problem is, you see, the problem that I've got with these stories is that all of these new creators, all these people who are trying to make it big on YouTube or trying to get recognized on YouTube or get some attention, I guess, on YouTube, is that for some reason or another, I don't know what the reason is, I don't know why they are the way they are, but they just take inspiration from the worst places on the platform. They take inspiration from things like Logan Paul, Jake Paul, and they think, yes, we're gonna do what they do. They take, they take leadership from like people like Post Poseidon, which is just ridiculous. I'm just like, in this day and age, we know that terrorism is a factor. We know that there is some issues with things like terrorism. We know that a lot of people have got problems in different countries, and we know that there's been threats made in certain countries, and incidences have actually taken place as well. Whether it's homegrown terrorism, whether it's things that have actually gone wrong and happened in a country, they have happened, and they've happened for good reason. That it's not fictional. So the thing is, it's naive of somebody to go around and think that they can just say something like this and they will just get away with it. It's just really naive. Commander Root, big shout out to you for joining us over at twitch.tv. Thanks to you for joining us over there. So my takeaway from this is that that idiots like this, we can call him the booth of the day, shouldn't be allowed to perform or do anything on social media, because they don't understand the impact that their behavior has on other people. And I think a lot of the times these kind of stories they don't get highlighted enough, and young people don't get to see this enough, that if you do something stupid, the consequences are quite bad. And I think that this person in particular, sometimes I think he has a mental age of maybe like a 1-year-old, because if you are he's 22 years old, so he's not like a kid, he's legally allowed to drink in most states in America at this age. So it's just like, and he was drunk anyway. And this brings me back to my other point, which is like whether drinking is a serious drug that should be taken as serious as like cannabis, cocaine, and all those other things that people take, and they blame that thing for their behavior, which I think is just stupid. But anyway, that's another story altogether. But what do you think about that? But also, let us know. I mean, that's my opinion on the actual topic, is that I just think I'm glad that he spent 3 days in jail. I think he should have got longer than that, to be honest with you, because and I don't know what YouTube have done about his channel. I don't know if his channel's got banned, or if it's been deleted off the site. But I just think this is the kind of toxicity. This is the kind of problems that we're facing on YouTube's platform, and YouTube aren't doing enough to police this stuff. And even even people who are taking this guy to jail for what he did, it's you can't just say it was a prank, bro. You can't just do that. It's not something so serious. It's messing with people's lives, and I think that people who have been infected by terrorism, people who have been involved in some sort of catastrophe, emergency, and have lost loved ones or have had to witness that kind of thing, they all know how difficult this thing is. So I just think in that respects, he should have definitely been given more. I think that's my. Oh God, what am I doing? I personally believe he should have been given more because I just think that he wasn't given more, and he may just do it again. That's what I think. He just may do it again. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. As always, I'd love to hear from you guys, whether you're watching us live, whether you're watching us on playback. Let me know what you think about this Dillion Burch. Anyway, moving on. As I did say, we are going to be rushing through these topics because we've got no guests with us today, and also not many people are watching this stream right now. So we'll rush along. If you guys want to jump in at any point, please drop your comments down below. I'll be sure to shout them out to the relevant topics that we've talked about today. We got another YouTuber. This week's podcast seems to be mainly focused on YouTubers who are all idiots. This is idiot number 2. This is the booth of the day number 2. This is Jamil Haraz, charged with bomb threat over Arab Andy YouTube prank video. Now, there was a video here to play, but I think it's been removed off YouTube's site, so it doesn't even exist anymore. But basically, police have charged a person with making a bomb threat over a stunt streamed live on the internet from the University of Washington this week. Jamal Hassan Haraz was arrested Thursday evening over an apparent prank broadcast live on YouTube from a classroom inside the university's Seattle campus. Mr. Haraz remained in jail Saturday after a judge set bail at $75,000. According to the King County Sheriff's Office website, he's due back in court June 5th. Seattle's Como News reported. Footage originally streamed from the Arab Andy channel on YouTube showed the incident unfolding moments after a person later identified as Mr. Haraz entered the room and began filming with their phone. I didn't recognize him, so I say, "Are you supposed to be here?" An eyewitness told the student paper The Daily. A second later, an ominous message began playing from a speaker that police said was attached to the person streaming. Attention! The audio message said C4 has been successfully activated. Bomb detonation countdown successfully started. YouTube has removed the video from the Arab Andy channel, but archive copies show people fleeing the room as the speaker started emitting a series of loud beeps. Police subsequently identified Mr. Haraz as the suspect and apprehended him off campus moments later with his cell phone in hand, still streaming. The investigation revealed this was a prank and there was no device on him or left in the room. University of Washington police said afterwards UWPD, in collaboration with Seattle Fire and Seattle Police, determined there was no ongoing danger. So, as you can see, there is some extra information about this particular guy. He has over 7,000 YouTube. Over 7,000 YouTube users have subscribed to the Arab Andy channel, where other videos still exist of similar stunts filmed around Seattle involving a loudspeaker and the platform's text-to-speech feature. So, the thing is, you see, the question is, oh, let me just see something. Who is? Oh, Brian's in there. Okay. So the question is, why are all these idiots turning up out of nowhere? This is what I don't understand. How did they appear to be like? They seem to be like inbreds or something. I don't know. I mean, this guy is just an absolute retard to even think he would have got away with this thing. I mean, I don't even understand how he got away with it. Why are you solo? Good question, Rocket Raccoon. We got no guests today, and today's going to be a super quick show. I've literally got half an hour to get through 3 more topics, so this is why I've got no guests. I don't really mind, to be honest with you. I get to state my opinion, and then you guys get to let me know in the comments what you guys think. So anyway, back to topic. So Arab Andy, it just like the first one, this is another dumb one. Okay, the guy is just an idiot. Okay, and 7,000 people have backed the guy saying, "Oh, this is really funny." It's not funny. Let Vera in chat. Vera is not in the podcast, so I can't let him in chat. Brian, hey, what's up? He's not in the Discord chat. He's just commenting, so I can't let him in unless he gets in the online side of the chat. So yeah. Anyway, so yeah, basically it's just sad. It's just absolutely ridiculous that we're seeing a lot more channels that are kind of showing this kind of video as being entertaining, but it's not entertaining. I'm someone of the view, and I'm sure a lot of people will know on my channel that I have this view, is that terrorism is not a joke. People have got hurt in the past. Things have happened, whether there's conspiracies in it or not in it. It's still a big issue, and I can't let you in unless you join the online chat, Vera. So stop asking that question. Either go online so I can see your name pop up on the right hand side, because I can't add you otherwise. Anyway, so yeah, a lot of people have actually had a lot of problems. A lot of people have had a lot of problems in their own countries with this kind of thing. Whether you want to have a conspiracy about it or not, it has happened. People have got hurt, and mass shootings have happened. Homegrown terrorism has happened. And if we joke about it, if we turn it into a joke, it becomes something less serious. It can't be like that. And what I'm feeling, the kind of motion I'm getting from like the police and stuff is I don't think they're doing enough. I don't think these people are spending enough time in jail. I don't think these people are being punished severely enough or harshly enough, because people aren't being put off. They're not being put off by any of these. They're not being put off by any of this. They're still doing these pranks, and so long they're still doing these pranks and the repercussions isn't excessive, then they're gonna keep getting away with it. I mean, we saw that there was a YouTube channel of about 8 YouTubers who used to have one channel, and there were a British YouTube channel, British YouTubers, and they used to do all these little prank videos of like hacking, going into a bank and pretending to be hacking their systems and getting all their information and shit like that. They got 8 years in prison. Okay, over here, America, wake up. Okay, you've had the issues in your country. You've seen what has happened from people making things into a joke, and then it becomes a reality. Put them in jail, and put them in jail for a long time, because terrorism has affected a lot of people in a lot of countries, and it is a real thing. Okay, I'm not talking about the fact that it has to be a Muslim thing or whatever. I'm just saying, anyone who, the mass school shootings, those guys are terrorists. The people over here who have, who are in gangs and shit, they are terrorists. Okay, they are terrorists of the country. They are anyone who terrorizing another person with lethal force or threats is a goddamn terrorist. Simple as that. For some reason my Discord is busted. Well, then I can't help you. So anyway, that's my opinion. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below, whether you're watching us live, whether you're watching us on playback. Let me know what you guys think about this particular topic. Do you think that these guys should be getting more jail time. I mean, Dillion Burch, Arab Andy, also known as Jamal Haraz, they should be getting more. I personally think. What do you guys think? Let me know in those comments down below. I really want to hear what you guys are thinking. Whether this is an acceptable joke, it's an acceptable way of having a laugh, or whether it's something that should be dealt with more severely. Arab Andy is a joke, man. You guys need to face some bad shit in his life to realize. I can't see it being a joke. I mean, that's your opinion, Rocket Raccoon, that you think it's a joke, but I don't. I don't see the funny side of it, because he's taking something which is very serious, which has caused a lot of harm to a lot of people in a lot of countries, and is making it into a joke to make views on YouTube. That, in my personal opinion, that's the same line as pedophilia. It's on those, on the, child abuse and all that. It's on those levels. It's things that you shouldn't really be making a joke about. No, I mean, Andy is a joke. Oh, I got what you're saying. So we're on the same page. Either way, let me know what you guys think. We're moving on to the next story because we've only got 20 minutes left. Next story of the day comes from BBC News, and it's about Demi Lovato. If you don't know who Demi Lovato is, check out the thumbnail. It was on there. So Demi Lovato apologizes for sexual assault prank. So Demi Lovato has apologized to fans after a tweet about pranking her bodyguards was criticized for trivializing sexual assault. The singer said she hired a sex worker who walked into her bodyguard's room without permission and grabbed his area. I think she's talking about Bofa. He grabbed Bofa. Some fans were less than impressed with the prank, tweeting that this was sexual assault. Demi has since deleted the tweet and apologized if anyone was offended. This is what she put. This was the original tweet. I hired a lady of the night in Vegas and sent her to Max's hotel room to surprise him. She walked into his room without permission and grabbed him in his bofa, and he freaked the F out. Ha 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 ha. It wasn't funny. The now deleted comment was in response to fans' question about the funniest prank the singer has ever pulled. There was some criticism. Some of them saying, can we all understand in 2018 that a sexual assault against a man is not a normal thing, and we shouldn't laugh about it? News, a man has feelings too. A man can be sexually assaulted too. Another one, joking about sexual assault is not okay, whether it's a man or a woman. I'm disgusted. Another one. Then Demi came out with, to anyone saying at Demi Lavato is making light of sexual assault, please stop trying to find things to drag her with and use a dictionary to find out what sexual assault is. It's not a light topic, and it's a big accusation to accuse someone of making fun of it, so don't. So there was two. This is another one that defended her. Stan Twitter will also attack Demi Lovato, a sexual assault victim who suffers from mental illness. Wow, y'all are really biased when choosing who to defend, no matter what they go through. Demi Lovato has spoken openly about her experience with eating disorders, addiction, and mental illness, including depression, suicidal thoughts, and bipolar disorder. Earlier this year, she said she considered suicide at the age of 7. After deleting the controversial tweet, Demi wrote, I could tweet something about craving jelly beans and it would offend someone. I don't think it's the same thing, Demi. What's up, Josh? Yo, I should be in bed. I haven't slept. Josh, you're a classic. Right, so Demi Lovato. There is more stories coming up with Demi. I don't really want to talk about it right now, so we'll save for that one for next time. But I mean, where do I start? We have seen a sexual assault accusation after a sexual assault accusation. One after another of women targeting men, in the sense that when a man does something to a woman, like Harvey Weinstein and so on and so forth, the women are there in absolute force. They are there in their drones. The women are there in their millions, okay, ready to hang the guy, okay. This chick does it to her bodyguard, okay. Maybe he deserved it. I don't know, but I'm not making a joke of it. She does it to the bodyguard, right? A male, okay, and I really feel like the amount of pressure that's being placed on the females who are committing this against the males isn't actually the same. Okay, it seems like there's a different standard. There's a different acceptance level. It's like, oh, I could slap a man in the face if you're a woman, obviously, and it's acceptable because he's a man, I'm a woman. But if a man was to do that, you've assaulted a woman. It shouldn't be that way. You might say, oh, well, men are stronger than women, and all that shit. Look at the bodybuilders, okay? Look at the women bodybuilders. If a woman bodybuilder bitch slapped you, you'd go out, okay? As a normal man, you would hit the ground, unless you was also a bodybuilder yourself. So, I really feel that what's not being looked at, what's not being taken seriously enough, is that people aren't coming down hard enough on the women sexual prank on men. Okay, they're not. Us as guys, okay, we should be standing up together. Okay, we should be attacking the women when we should be on that shit. Just like when it's the other way around, the girls are on us. We should be on the woman. Okay, we should be standing up and saying, "Yo, bitch, now it's your turn." Okay, this is what you do to us all the time. You think we don't have feelings? We have feelings. So I think we should be taking this more seriously. We should definitely be showing more concern. We shouldn't be looking at excuses. Like, I find this report to be quite biased, quite ruthless, and one-sided a little bit. When it says things like, Demi Lavato has spoken openly about her experiences with eating disorders, addiction, and mental illness, including depression, suicidal thoughts, and bipolar disorder. That shouldn't be an excuse. It's like they're giving her a door to exit through, a reason why she should have been, why it's allowed, or why we should be more lenient, or something. It doesn't matter. You having an eating disorder, that's your fucking problem. Okay? No, you wasn't born with an eating disorder. You develop an eating disorder. Okay? Addiction, again, you're not born with an addiction. You don't get addicted to drugs when you're born. You develop an addiction to drugs. There should be no sympathy there. There should be no sympathy. Mental illness is deprived from addiction. Is deprived from eating disorders. Okay, and including depression, suicidal thoughts, and bipolar disorder. Bipolar disorder. I mean, dude, being bipolar is like the most craziest thing. If you get off your meds, okay, if you don't level out, you're fucked. Okay, I think it's happening in the food tube right now. So we can't let people get away with this kind of stuff just because they've got problems themselves. It shouldn't be the case. Okay. Big shout out to Whoops. Thanks for joining us over at twitch.tv. Brand new follower, by the way. I don't know if they've actually hit the follow button, but we'll shout you out anyway. I don't understand this. Okay. So I'll pass the question off to you guys. Me personally, I just think we should be more heavier. We should be more harsher because, and I think us as guys, we should be coming together and we should be taking this stuff more and more seriously. We shouldn't be making lighthearted jokes. We shouldn't be accepting it as a joke. We shouldn't be, as men, allowing these kind of things to happen, and then for us to be like, oh, it's all good. You're a girl. I'm a man. I gotta be tough. Hell no. Okay, because when it's on the other foot, they're ready to hang us. Okay, they're ready to have our dicks cut off and stuff. Both of them. So anyway, pass the question off to you guys. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below whether you're against it, you're for it. You think she's right, you think she's wrong, you think I'm right, you think I'm wrong. Let me know what you guys think. Where do you stand? Where do you sit? Do you think it's right? Do you think it's wrong? Do you think we should be doing more? Let me know in the comments down below, whether you're watching us live, whether you're watching us on playback. Let me know in the comments down below. I love to read them, whether we're live or whether we're finished. Either way, it's all good. Got a couple of comments to read from Mr. Brian Lloyd. Brian says, I love Demi. She's such a beautiful person, inside and out. Clearly, she does suffer from mental illness. I hope she makes a full recovery from her drugs and alcohol relapse overdose. She needs help. Josh says, drugs and alcohol is a hard addiction to overcome, especially if you have no one to help you through it. If a woman hits me, you'll see me slap her back. I believe in equal. I'll be uploading content of fighting graphers and tryhards on my YouTube channel. Okay, that sounds like something interesting to watch. Brian says, okay, he was just responding to Josh, and that was that. Okay, so if you guys got anything that you want to add, please drop it in the comments down below. Let me know what you're thinking, whether you're watching us live or whether you're watching us on playback. Moving on, we have got another story. Now, this one could be the what could we class this as? This could be classed as the buffoon of the day. That's right. Here is a buffoon, everybody. Okay, the buffoon of the week, everyone. Okay. If you guys don't know, this. The FBI. This is the best. Anyway, so I've got a video to play for you guys. This will put it into more context. This is from news. NBC News Weekly, and this happened on June the 3rd, 2018. Have a little listen to this, people. I wanted to pull. Is it gonna? Yes, it is.
An FBI agent is under investigation this morning after his gun accidentally discharged while he was off duty, with the entire incident caught on camera. The off-duty agent dancing at a nightclub in Denver and doing backflips when his gun falls to the floor. When he goes to pick it up, you can see it actually goes off, and someone standing nearby is shot in the leg. Luckily, that person is said to be in good condition this morning.
Well, this is a relatively minor explosion in actuality, but it happened in a very diplomatically sensitive area.
Okay, that's something completely different. Bomb alert at U.S. Embassy. That's something completely different. The man known as the dancing FBI agent can carry a firearm again, a judge ruled on Tuesday. So that's an update from the current story. The ruling of Denver County Court Judge Francis Simonet represents a change in release conditions for 29-year-old Chase Bishop, charged with felony second-degree assault after he accidentally shot a patron following a dance move at a Denver nightclub. The defendant's attorney argued that the FBI was, which has not disclosed what discipline he might be facing, strongly encourages its law enforcers to carry a firearm at all times. Defense made a motion to amend the June protection order to allow the defendant to carry his service weapon. Ken Lane, a district attorney spokesman, said in an email he confirmed the existence of a plea offer, but said Colorado law prevents his office from disclosing details. The next hearing in the case will be scheduled on August the 21st. So this guy will be allowed to carry a firearm again, even though he's an absolute fucking idiot. So this officer, no one knows what he looks like, by the way, because he's been deemed as an undercover FBI agent, and because he's undercover, he can't be seen. His face cannot be known by the public. I'm sure someone will nab his face and we will know what he looks like, but for the moment we only know what his backside looks like or what his gun shooting skills are like. So anyway, the buffoon of the day, the buffoon of the week, okay, goes to FBI agent man for shooting I mean, the thing is, I don't even understand why his gun wasn't on safety. I mean, you got the safety on the Glock. You could put it on safety, so then you can't press the actual trigger. I don't know. Anyway, so the buffoon is that he does a full backflip. Why? With a gun. I mean, obviously, he didn't get that pussy afterwards, did he? No. Everyone was like, holy shit. He blows his load quite quickly. Not very, doesn't have the stamina of the goat that we thought he was. So anyway, he offloaded pretty quickly, shot a bystander. The guy is fine, by the way, the guy who he shot, but I mean, this story just, it baffles me, okay, how we have retards carrying weapons. Why are we allowing them to carry weapons? Anyway, so yeah, I don't really know what to say to this except for he's an idiot. He shouldn't be allowed to carry firearms in the future, and personally, the FBI should fire him, and he should definitely face jail time. Because if this happened, if this was a me and you scenario, and I did a backflip in a nightclub with a fucking loaded gun, not in England, in America, and it went off by accident, and I'm just a normal law-abiding citizen, I would be charged with second-degree assault. Okay, and I think that's 15 years in jail. I think. I'm not 100%. I think it's between 10 and 15 years in jail. That's what it should be getting. That's what should be happening here. Okay, should it be allowed to continue? There should be no questions. There should be no defense. There should be no way he could defend from that. He did a fucking backflip with a loaded gun in his pocket, and the silencer, and the safety was off. That's called setting your house on fire and wondering whether it's gonna burn down. Dude, that's what you did. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below of the buffoon of the week. Is he a buffoon? Is he not a buffoon? And not only that, what should he get? I mean, what should happen? We've seen this happen time and time again. What should be the repercussions? There should be something. I'm sure of it. Let me know in the comments down below whether you're watching us live, whether you're watching us on playback. Let me know what you're thinking in those comments down below. Josh says, anything to do with this? Josh says, ever heard of safety? Let me pick my gun up with my finger on the trigger. Could have killed the child. Dude, see, there's no joke there. Josh is 100%. Or someone else. You would go to prison for 10 years. Even if it doesn't hit no one, you can still get charged for attempted murder. I'm telling you now, just because he's an FBI agent doesn't make him invincible. We should be making more action should be taken. Okay, that's what I'm gonna say. Let me know what you guys think. We're moving on. We've got 10 minutes left. No, we're not. We've got 5 minutes left. I don't know whether we're gonna get to the last story or not. And we are. We're on the last story, everybody. Congratulations, D4. You managed to do a podcast in 39 minutes. Amazing. Anyway, last but not least, we have got the story about Guatemala and its volcano eruption. Okay, serious stuff, people. Okay, serious news, hard-hitting stuff that you guys just don't understand how bad it really gets. This is reported by the BBC News, and Guatemala volcano emergency failed to heed warnings. So, opposition politicians in Guatemala wants the head of the emergency response agency, Conrad, to be dismissed. They said Conrad failed to heed advance warnings about Sunday's deadly eruption of the Fujio volcano. A senior opposition figure, Mario Tarasiana, said the government should investigate whether there was criminal negligence. 99 people are now known to have died since Sunday, and nearly 200 others remain unaccounted for. Villages on the slopes were buried in volcano ash and mud after Fugio erupted. Subsequent similar eruptions and the high temperatures of the rock and mud debris have made search teams work extremely difficult. How the volcano disaster... okay, so we got more than 1.7 million people have been affected, with more than 3,000 evacuated. That's all we have to say about that. Is there a video to play? I think there might be on the next page. Let me just jump to that. Here it is. I just want to play this for you guys because obviously almost 200 missing, and the accurate number now is 75 is dead. I just want to give an update on this news rather than leading out the false stuff. So this is a little video for you guys to watch. Let me just warn you guys. There is some graphic images coming up, so please, if you find this a bit squeamish, look away now. But you basically, yeah, it'll be fine. It should be fine. This was the evacuation process that was happening. Think about the children, man. Think about the children. I mean, the children is what I always just think about the children. What must they be going through, man? It's fucking insane. Anyway, at least 192 people are missing. This is exact numbers now. And 75 are dead as a result of the explosion of Fugio volcano in Guatemala on Sunday, officials say. But we don't need to talk about that. So a village wiped off the map. Well, Boris Rodriguez has no one to turn to now. He lost more loved ones in a single night on Sunday than many do in a lifetime. Mr. Rodriguez's wife, both of her parents, his brother and sister-in-law, and their children died when Fugio volcano erupted. I saw the children's bodies, he told me, between sobs. They were huddled together in the bed like they were trying to hide from what was happening. If Mr. Rodriguez, who is 25, were a solitary case, it would be heartbreaking enough, but most of his neighbors in the village of El Rido have similar stories of grief. The village was almost entirely wiped off the map. I mean, these are some of the devastating pictures that we see from Guatemala. This is like the people trying to be rescued. I mean, there's just not enough emergency aid going to the place. This is the ash dust that you can see that's landing, and you know that ash is from volcanoes is actually quite toxic to breathe in as well. It's not like dust from like the ground. It's actually serious dust that can actually really affect your lungs and breathing capabilities. And why are so many people killed in the initial eruption? Almost 200 people remain unaccounted for, said AFP news agency, quoting Guatemala Disaster Relief Agency. No evacuation alerts were issued before the volcano erupted on Sunday, said the agency's chief, Sergio Gabanas. So this is the area that was mainly affected. So area likely to have been affected by lava and pyroclastic flows. So the areas that you can see that's like a darker, like that's actually grayed out, or I don't know what color, browned out, like a white man's skin tone color background. That is the area that the lava would have flowed to. And then the area reached by ash from eruption. I mean, that is just ridiculous. And this map is 5 kilometers, accurate map of 2 miles. So every square inch is 5 kilometers, is 5 kilometers basically. So that's a large area. Okay, that this went through. I mean, people don't realize the intensity of this, and I mean that was the lava flow that was coming down from Fugio volcano, and this is the area that it covered. It literally just consumed villages after villages. This is a rose, obviously covered in the ash. This guy trying to run away with his kid, and this is some of the ash debris. The ash debris is insane. In addition, the gas and the rock within the flow are heated to extreme temperatures ranging between 200 degrees and 700 degrees Celsius. Okay, If you're directly in its path, there is a little chance of escape. The eruption of Vesuvius in Italy in 79 AD produced a powerful pyroclastic flow, burying the Roman towns of Pompeii and Herculaneum under a thick blanket of ash. This is just a quick little video for you guys to see the intensity of these ashes. Check this out. This is fucking insane. Look at this. Look at this. This is Guatemala's most violent volcano eruption in more than 100 years. I mean, look, it's just coming. It's just, you know, that's between 200 and 700 degrees in temperature. The fucking ash, man. Just the ash. That's insane. That's insane. Boiling water boils at 150 degrees. I mean, that's just insane. One of America's it's one of the most violent volcanoes in Latin America. It's just insane. When I look at these, I just think, man, the fucking kids. Anyway, that is the last story of today's podcast. All I really wanted to pass on is that this is like to send out the condolences. Okay, I mean, there's tragedies that happen all the time, all over the world, everywhere, every day, every second of the day, and I just think it's a duty for all of us to stand together and realize when things are happening around the world that we have to come together as humans. Remember, this channel is all about that. It's all about bringing the differences together. Okay. We're trying to bring the human side together. So the thing is that I really send my prayers and thoughts to those who lost their families, those who are still suffering within those locations, and that some ease comes to them. And also, if you guys want to help support the aid work over there is plenty of donation sites you can go to and donate something, whatever you can, just to help people in need, man. People who really, I mean, you imagine if you'd lost so many people in your life in such a quick concession, it must be so difficult. I mean, it's a natural disaster. It's something which you could say, you know, well, why build villages so close to a volcano? But the thing is, it's so fertile. They can grow things. They can make a life for themselves and stuff like that. But at the same time, it has got its consequences. But I think, you know, as human beings, we need to kind of like, this is where we need to take a step back and realize that, you know, we are very, very vulnerable. We are very small. We are very weak. We just don't realize it. And that we just need to, I just feel really sorry for the families and, you know, for those little ones that lost their lives and stuff. I just hope that, you know, they make a recovery, and I just hope that aid gets to them and it works efficiently. So that's pretty much the end of today's podcast. Please let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of this particular story, and pray your hands, everybody. Pray your hands in the chat. Let's see those prayer hands coming through. Let's send some prayers out to the people of Guatemala who have been affected by this volcano. Very, very tragic situation over there. Before we move off, we've got a couple of comments coming in from Mr. Josh. Usually because I don't look up the world news, but what the fuck? It's the same as breathing in smoke from a fire, but it's more painful because it's hot. That's right, Josh. That's exactly what it's like. I mean, I hope you guys kind of get the gist of this. I mean, this is a conversation. We're just bringing some topics that I find haven't been touched enough on, or are really severe and should be talked about a bit more, just to bring the human side back to it. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's show. If you have enjoyed today's show, please sure to drop a like on the video. Don't forget to subscribe with notifications on if you're watching us over at youtube.com, and if you're over at twitch.tv, be sure to hit that follow button so you don't miss more epic podcasts just like this one. And also, don't forget, we stream every single weekend, so be sure to join us on tomorrow's live stream. As always, we'll be gaming on a little bit of GTA 5 PS4. That's right. After Hours is back. We're on it again tomorrow. Please sure to join us. I'm sure Josh will be with us. But be sure to join us tomorrow. It should be quite fun. But that's pretty much it. Big shout out goes out to the sponsors as always. Cinch Gaming, City Kids, Razor.com, and not forgetting the infamous T4 Army merch. 2nd of August, people. Put it in your diary. 15% off everything in the store. Be sure to go check out the merch if you haven't done so before. Brand new brand new designs being dropped on the 2nd of August for that sale. So be sure to check it out before it runs out. It's a limited time promotion only. And also G2A.com over at twitch.tv giving us live, keeping it lit with those AAA titles. And G4G and Streamlabs keeping those donations lit, live, and streamlined straight to the donations line on the channel. So thank you very much for everybody who's ever donated to the channel. Big shout out goes out to obviously Mr. Brian Lloyd and Crazy Holes 95 and Tara K for being the biggest donators of the live stream. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Either way, that's where we're going to end today's show. I hope you guys have enjoyed the podcast. I will see you guys now on Monday. I think I'm possibly going to run another podcast on Monday. But until then, guys, as always, stay safe, stay awesome, and peace.